Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Majin Starcraft, and today we're gonna have a Terran versus Protoss match between Leven and myself. Well, after casting Hux and Hydra's Path at MLGDC, I thought let's have a little fun by casting a kind of a lower level match, and where I kinda impose my strategy against Protoss in lower tier difficulty levels. Now I do have I am lowly ranked, sadly. I'm getting there. I mean, sadly I had the bad choice in qualifying matches and a bad pick, and I found myself overwhelmed in 3 matches and I was cast in bronze. However, I don't think bronze is that much of a problem as long as people play games. The problem is both in bronze, in silver, and thanks to a friend of mine I know that in gold. So as long as you're not in diamond, if you're in diamond I mean, you're safe. But in these lower levels people do one thing to win: cheese. Protoss will cannon rush, Zergs will Zergling rush, Terrans will put up marines and stuff like that there. Now in this game I actually decide to go rush myself, something that I rarely do. I only do against Protoss, and even so it all depends. And actually in this match I didn't even decide to see if I want to. God damn it. Why did I do that? There we go. Back to... I misclicked. Come on. There we go. So in this match I actually do not scout, which is pretty bad, but because hey, one thing you want to do is scout. I should have used this SCV to scout around first and run out and then lay my barracks here if I wanted to do that, but that would have been delayed and more so. Luckily my opponent is actually going a standard build. As you can see, he is just going for a 2-gate. However, this does mean he wants to go and early harass, which is again annoying. Nobody actually plays macro, and I'm actually going this build, which you'll see very soon exactly what it is, because of this. Because in all my matches nobody is actually playing for the late game. I've had 1 or 2 matches where we've gone to, let's say, past the 15-minute mark. 15 is a lot, and those were actually turning out to be fun games, and you actually learn to play against your opponents. However, as I said, everybody wants to rush. Everybody wants to rush. As you can see, we already have a zealot, so this was gonna be a 2-gate early harass, and if I would have put my barracks down here I would have probably hold it off, but again, early harass, just annoying. So I'm just standing around here. My SCV is just going to get blocked and gonna start attacking this pylon, and soon it will gonna die. Meanwhile, I have concussive shells and a marauder on the way, so I'm gonna use both these 2 racks to pump out marauders. The problem is he already has 3 zealots on the way. If we look at the production tab, he has 2 more on the way. I'm having 1 more marauder and another one here, so 2 marauders on the way. There's my first marauder. This one is almost done. Getting a supply depot here because I don't want to pull off any kind of units off my mineral line. However, I do have this idle SCV here, and now we're gonna have this 1 marauder versus 3 zealots, and I'm just gonna micro away. If we look at the APM, hey, 127, just slowly, and I'm gonna start doing some damage. But then again, these zealots don't without concussive shells, who are almost done, I think, can't do pretty much. And now we have 4 zealots here, 2 more marauders on the way, and my SCV here is now done. So now I'm gonna start running away, and I decide, hey, I can't fight this, so let's kite all these units away. I do kite, which allows 1 more marauder to come out. I do not notice that he decides to come back, so my early marauder is still going. I decide to start slowly walling off this place and build another supply depot. I'm far from being supply blocked, but I'm afraid that he's gonna go for this one, and he actually does. Once this thing is down, I'm gonna be in a bit of a trouble, but not so much because I already have this one here. So I'm very close to being supply blocked, but I'm not. Gonna use again my marauders to kite as much as I can. Now we have 3 marauders against a lot of zealots, but hey, marauders are marauders. 1 more marauder on the way. I'm gonna pump up a brand new one pretty soon, and now marauders are just gonna use these running back units. They're gonna pick them off. We have a cybernetics core, I suppose somewhere. The cybernetics core is already done, so we have 2 stalkers. So we have now 4 marauders against 3 zealots and 2 stalkers, which means I'm kinda in the advantage because of the micro and the concentrated shot, and as long as I have the concussive shields I can just micro away. 1 marauder dies, however this zealot is going to die. Another marauder is out. Sadly he doesn't even see it, it's just hidden behind the corner of the building. And I'm just using as much micro as I can. Again, I'm not a good player. I don't consider myself a good player, but hey. So in this situation, what I think he's really doing bad is he should have just hold the line and attacked my barrel with stalkers from up here. That would have probably gotten him into a better position. So now he's using a lot of the resources he's gathered to pump out 3 gateways, which is not necessarily the best move. Instead of actually pumping out more units, he's trying to get 2 more stalkers on the way. However, I have now 5 marauders, and the 5 marauders is just gonna run in here and start gonna do some damage. And as you can see, marauders are so good against buildings, so good against gateways, and so good against Protoss. So as a Protoss, to counter this kind of push, first of all, send your scout, something he didn't do. Secondly, hold your ramp here, and if you can, use your high ground advantage. That was a very stupid on my part, but I tried to hit my buildings, and that's why I was here. So pretty much at this point the game is over. I've won, but he just doesn't want to admit that, and that's how I did it. Marauder Rush. It's the new Reaper. Hey, Reapers are gonna come out at the almost the exact same time. Reapers have 45 seconds build, Marauders only have 30, and Reapers require the tech lab, and so do Marauders. So Marauders actually come out faster than Reapers. So despite Marauders not being able to move as good as Reapers and not even being able that up and down cliff maneuverability, Marauders can get that conch upgrade, which costs as much as the nitro packs, but now you don't have that factory requirement, and you can just run in here and do a lot of damage. This works against Protoss. Zergs with the Zerglings can actually fight off, and Leven leaves the game without calling a GG, and you can't really blame him. This was cheese, and I hate cheese as much as the other guy, but I actually had just finished a map with cheese, where I was cheesed, and the cheeser actually, when he failed, he left, which was annoying even more so. And I was just scared because on lower tiers people just rush. So I would have easily expected to see a cannon rush, but then again, cannon rushes aren't that effective against Terran because I would have allowed him to overcommit, to spread as much as he can, then just grabbed all my SCVs, move them here, and lift off my base and just move them there without having any kind of problems, and continue my mining while my troops would have bombed his base. So that would have been my advantage. If you're wondering why we're not having a very high level play or a very high level replay, I just wanted to show you this new strategy. Maybe it'll catch on. Maybe Reapers will replace the maybe Marauders will replace the Reapers, because now that they have almost the exact same time, actually Marauders come out faster. They are quite a viable tactic against Protoss, and quite a viable tactic against Protoss. And again, I also wanted you to see that in lower level plays, and I wanted to share that you should expect cheese and would always expect cheese, and players suck. They can't play macro, and I can't play macro either, but I own up to it, and I try to do it, and I play my quick matches despite getting lower rankings for that exact point. I want to learn how to play. People do not want to learn that. Oh, they watch replays and, oh, Hydra was so awesome, and that was epic, and I love that, and yet they never ever want to replicate or duplicate those plays. I played a Zerg, I walled off, and I found myself Zerg rushed again. So with a few Zergling rushes, I managed to scout it in time and saw that early pool. I just annoyed myself. I was just annoyed. Brought out a couple of Marines to hold the line, a few SCVs to hold here, and I went to Starport Banshees and just plowed the shit out of the Zerg. The Zerg had destroyed my entire base, but I was just after that, because he came up with roaches, but I just lifted off and started patrolling over his roaches while my Banshees just took out his entire hive and expansions and I started hunting him across the map. And I actually called him a few bad colloquial terms that had to do with him being really, really, really stupid. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in a new episode of Majin Starcraft, and I promise that tomorrow's game is going to be epic as long as I can find replays. And no more Bronze League. See you guys next time.